media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. With us is Damian Sosh. With us, got Shane Mickle from Las Vegas. In the sportsbook, getting his bets in. Tony Brown will catch him back in his home office in a little bit. We got Ninos, Millz Young, and Big Al McMordie. And here's how the lineup for this evening. We got Ninos, Sosh, McMordie, Mickle, Brown, Young, and then I will close this one out. All right, Tony Brown and move back to his home office. Let's see if he gets it in time for his segment. Well, we got 4 left on the NBA board tonight. The Bulls win and cover 126-108. The total landing 234. May have gone under for some of you guys who bet that game. Let's see where it closed at. I think it was closed about 236 and a half. So not enough points there from Detroit, but Chicago with that big run there second half to get the win and cover. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get the show underway. The 4 on the board from NBA, but lots of college hoops tonight. NHL as well with a good board. Let's bring in Al Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Off to a really good start for this show. We'll bring in Al right now. Al Ninos, what's happening?
I'm pretty good, Tony. How are you doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go to the ice tonight. Oilers here to host the Lightning. Edmonton minus 120 here. Total 6.5.
Yeah, pretty interesting matchup here. Two pretty good teams. Definitely very talented teams. Now they haven't been as consistent as they normally are. At least, especially not the Oilers, I should say. The Lightning have a pretty good season here, but the Oilers a little bit more up and down, and just 11-2 at home, and as good as the Lightning have been, they haven't been that good on the road. They're 23-13-1 overall, but just 12-9 on the road. So tough spot for them. Not only are they traveling, but they will be playing their second game in 2 nights. So 2 big advantages for the Oilers here: the rest and home ice advantage, and I think that makes a difference in this matchup. It should be a great matchup. It's not going to be an easy win by any means. They're only slight favorites at home here, so it shows you that despite all these advantages, just slight favorites. And Lightning, I'd say still the most talented team in the league, and obviously playing the much better hockey. But again, those advantages just should make the difference tonight.
All right, so El Nino says, go ahead and take the Oilers here, minus 120 here against the Lightning. Yeah, the Lightning here looks like doing it again. Really, 29-13 with 1 overtime decision there for the Lightning. They have a winning record here of 12-9 on the road, whereas Edmonton, well, just been flat here at 500 at home this season.
Yeah, not so great at home, as we mentioned. A bit under 500, but still, that number should fix itself by the end of the season. And maybe not the best spot to start fixing your numbers against the Lightning, but again, with the rest and the home ice, should. I mean, again, not an easy spot, not an easy game by any means, but I think it's the right side to be on tonight if you want some action on this game.
Yeah, we've seen the Oilers here, of course, that 4-game win streak. A lot of it's come out against the division here, being the likes of the Kraken, Vegas, San Jose, and Anaheim. Then prior to that, it was a loss there to LA, but they get a little taste here of the Eastern Conference here. It's been a while since they've done that.
Yeah, and you said, sorry, the Oilers?
Yeah, the Oilers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they put together some good results here. And I mentioned their inconsistencies, but they are coming in on a 4-game win streak. So playing some pretty good hockey right now, and just got to take advantage of the spot. That's all.
All right, we got Al Ninos here in this one here. Of course, looking at the Oilers here, lay the 120 here against the Lightning. This one will have a start time here of 9 Eastern Time. All right, El Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, so we do have 4 remaining here on the NBA, as we've got the final in with the Bulls getting the win and cover here against the Detroit Pistons. We have a nice NHL card as well as college basketball as well here beginning to bottom of the hour with some conference action. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Love the card today. So 3-pack in the NBA, I have a 3-pack in the NHL, and a couple extra plays there for one of the long-term passes. So make sure you grab one of those or the 2-for-1 capper specials.
That's right, guys. Get aboard here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. doing, as you mentioned here, really great work here over the past year. 630 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can verify those numbers. We're going to Ninos' handicapper page. Going down to pick history, all the plays documented. You can check them out right there on the site. And of course, there you'll be able to find it. So get on board here with Al. Tonight, El Ninos has an NBA three-pointer, three-pack here from NBA. That is his feature play right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. So you can get on board with that. Coming off back-to-back $15 alley-oop winners here. He's in here with a three-pack here from the NBA. Also, back with that alley-oop winner here at $15 credit guarantee. That's also part of his three-pack, if you would. You can also buy the plays individually or buy them there in a package. Credit guarantee must earn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also, action in with an NHL plays as well, NHL three-pack on the board as well from El Ninos. But again, instead of buying all these plays individually, you may opt for a long-term pass. He does have his 7-day all-sports pass. Get all of El Ninos' premium plays for 7 days here. Includes all his NBA, NHL, college hoops, as well as the NFL playoffs as they return here on Saturday and Sunday. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. El Ninos, is always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one. See you then.
You got El Ninos here on the drive through. Let's continue on coverage here. Next is going to be Damian Sosh. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing great work up there. We'll go ahead and bring Damian in right now. He's got an NBA pick for you from, I believe, one of the games on TNT with a doubleheader tonight. Let's bring him in right now. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. A little bit of rainy cold out here, so hopefully we can bring some winners and warm things up.
All right, let's do that indeed. Tonight on TNT, the Suns here to host the Nets here. Two teams have been struggles of late here. The Nets road favorites 3. A total sits here 220.5.
Yeah, when the schedules are first released, this looked as a pretty entertaining matchup. Unfortunately, the injuries kind of taken its toll here on this game. And it's going to be kind of, a disappointing game. Both these teams dealing with injuries and both on 3 games losing streaks. Now, the Nets are still one of the better defensive teams in the league. They rank 7th in defensive rating. But since that Durant injury, they have not found their offense. They played 3 games since that injury, and all 3 losses. In those games, they scored 98 points against the Celtics, 102 against the Thunder, and 98 against the Spurs. Obviously, you can see that offense is struggling. The Suns' offense really has not been any better. Over their last 10 games, the Suns actually have the worst offensive rating in the NBA, and they're dealing with a ton of injuries. Booker's going to be out again for this game, and to go along with Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and Cameron Payne. Now, it's a little bit of good news for the Suns is Cam Johnson is expected to be available, but he has not played since November, so I think we're going to be expecting a little bit of rust from him. Both of these teams play at a very slow tempo. Nets ranking 21st in tempo, and the Suns behind them at 24th. With so many key pieces missing from this game, I think we're going to see both teams struggle to score in this one, and I think it stays under the posted total. So play that under, guys.
All right, we got Damon here says go under total here of 220.5. Yeah, we've seen some issues there with the Suns scoring. Of course, Kyrie expected to come back in the lineup tonight, but that was really an ugly showing offensively against the Spurs.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you see what Durant brings to the table when he's healthy. I mean, obviously, Kyrie didn't play against the Spurs, but I think their next leading scorer, oh my gosh, I think only averages 12 points a game, and that's not going to get it done. They need guys like Ben Simmons is going to have to eventually shoot the ball. I mean, other guys really need to step up, and it's just not happening right now.
Yeah, I know the supporting cast here. Harris, Royce O'Neal, he's had some moments. Nick Claxton's also had some moments, but again, it's just they're just not consistent enough.
No, not at all. And like I mentioned, Durant was such a key piece for them. And if they're not going to step it up, they're going to have to rely on their defense. So they're going to have to dig it in defensively if they're not going to be able to score the basketball.
All right, Suns Nets under 220.5. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. This is your doubleheader game over on TNT. All right, Damien, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Great results here over the last 30 days. 413 units of profit from Damien. Also showing great profit over the last 7 days. Having a profitable NBA NHL season for tonight. We have 4 on the board from the NBA. Nice hockey card, as well as many college basketball games as we're into some major conference action as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
on a nice little run here. He gave a little bit back yesterday, just 1 and 2 yesterday, but we're going to get that back today. You can get on board with my winner circle pass. A little bit of something for everybody there. I got my only NBA play on the board and only NHL play on the board in that package to go along with my favorite college basketball play. Those guys that, though, if you have the long-term plan, you're going to get some extra games in there, games that I really like a lot as well. And that's really the way to go, guys. One of these long-term packages, 3, 7, 30-day plan, 2-for-1 capper deal. It's definitely the way to go. That way you're not buying all these games individually. You're going to get them all right when I release them, and it's the most bang for your buck as far as I'm concerned.
That's right, guys. Got aboard with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs. Great results here last 30 days. Winner's Circle passes up there. A 3-pack from Damian. Credit guarantee. Must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action here with the individual plays here from the NBA. That's his $15 premium play here, NBA Gold. So let's go ahead and get on board with that. Right now, they're over at Pick Dogs Premium with a Vegas Gold individual play, $15 there. A lot of plays individually up there as well, as Damon was alluding to. Get the long-term pass. Damon does have a 7-day all sports pass, so you can get on board here with Damon here for 7 days. Get all of his premium plays from the NBA, college hoops, NHL, and of course the NFL plays here on Saturday and Sunday with the divisional round of the playoffs. It's a good time to get on board. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off, and you can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Damon, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Thank you, Tony. Have a great weekend.
You got it. Damian Sosh here on the drive to. We'll continue on, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we will recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive. Let's go ahead and welcome in Big Al McMordie. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Another great NFL season here from Big Al. Another championship season in 2022. The top performer in units at Pick Dogs the past 2 seasons, past 2 years. It's 2 years that he's been with Pick Dogs. He's been number 1 each and every year, documented over on the leaderboards. So let's go ahead and bring in Big Al right now. Big Al, what's going on?
Not much. We talked yesterday, and I actually pulled the trigger. I released my 5-star NFL Game of the Year for this weekend, so it's up right now at Pick Dogs if folks want to get it. Looking forward to that game. I've won 8 straight 5-star plays going back to last April, so we have about less than one a month, but we've got one this Saturday, and it's a good one.
Excellent. All right, so we got it there, guys. So check them out, Big Al over at Pick Dogs, and get signed up tonight. We're going to college hoops tonight as Delaware here face William and Mary. We got Delaware lane 5, total 134.5.
Yeah, the Tribe come into this game off a blowout loss at Charleston College. Obviously, no great shame there with how hot the Cougars have been. They were swept in the season series last season by Delaware. They covered the spread, though, in both of those losses, and they covered by an average of 5.5 points per game. They're installed as a small road underdog tonight. I'm going to take the points. William and Mary is actually, I think, the best team in a revenge role in college basketball. They're 58-25 with 2 pushes. Their last 85 when playing with revenge, including 24-2 ATS in conference games if William and Mary was off a road loss, which of course they are. So that bodes well for the Tribe. You then take a look at how Delaware does. They're not doing well at home this season. They're failing to cover the spread by an average of 4.93 points per game. Their last 19 as a home favorite. They're 4-15 ATS in those 19 games. They failed to cover the spread in those 19 games by an average of 5.02 points per game. I think, Delaware loses this game straight up on taking the points.
All right, Big Al says take the points here with William & Mary +5 here against Delaware. Here's you mentioned conference play, and of course now, we got several sets of numbers, right? We've got the conference and we have the non-conference. You really strictly, this time of the season, do you strictly just look for the edges here and the trends and the numbers here on conference games?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. You look
no, I look at the whole season. I'll look at some conference stuff, but I'm not restricting my numbers to just conference play. I look at the entire season.
There you go, Big Al McMordie here on.
And I've even found in my research. Even like the non-line games. Some people might want to accept the games against the Division III schools that don't even have lines on them. Like, I will even use the data from those, even though there's no point spreads on them, to inform, the overall, picture. So I use everything.
the non-D1 schools, all right, gotcha there.
Like if a team's
sometimes
coming
inflated. Sometimes you get those inflated scores. A team like Eastern Washington beat like there was a team called Northwest Indian. I think they scored like 140 points on them.
No, but you would be surprised at those games. I mean, even when these teams blow out those teams, I mean, they actually trigger a lot of momentum systems, even though they're against the garbage teams. And you can take advantage. I mean, if a team plays really well against those garbage teams, they actually a lot of times, keep it going against the D1 schools. So, I use that data.
Yeah, but also too, look example here, because early on, like Oral Roberts played 4 D1 schools, like in the first month of the season. But I think that's just one of the exceptions, right? They're not two, but actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them, but that doesn't always happen very often. Usually it's maybe 1, 2 at the most, but there'll be those situations. So Big Al here on William & Mary +5 here against Delaware. This one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, you mentioned that big NFL play that's up on the board. Great results here in the NFL this season. Top unit producer in 2021 and 2022 as well. Those 2 seasons he's been with Big Dog's #1 leaderboard for the year. Tonight we got NBA 4 games remaining after that Bulls runaway win there at the end. We got NHL, college basketball. What do you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
Yeah, I passed in the NBA. I've got 1 play on the ice, 22-11, my last 33 on the ice. I've got, I'm trying to think how many I've got in college basketball today. I've got, I want to say 5. I just added a play. So I've got 5 in college basketball. Actually, no, I've got 6, including my Horizon League Game of the Year. So it's a pretty good college basketball card tonight. And as I mentioned, it's a great I've put up 2 NFL plays already for Saturday, both good plays, especially the 5-star play.
There you go. So get on board with Big Al over at Pick Dogs Pim. Got that big 5-star play right now from the NFL up on the board right now, and a big night of action here in college basketball. As we're already right into the latter half of January. It's moving quickly, guys. So get on board here. NFL Game of the Year right now. Big on fire. 5-star also in action with NFL playoffs elite winner as well. Big Al firing in here from the NFL college hoops winners as well tonight. A lot of individual plays. A 3-pack here from college basketball. Instead of buying all these plays the way Big Al's running, just get that 1-month all sports pass, right? Get all of Big Al's premium plays here for 1 month. All his NBA, college basketball, NHL premium plays, his NFL premium plays, all the way up into the Super Bowl. 1-month pass is a great value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-point capper promotion. Even greater value there. Speaking of greater value, Big Al, you can actually get another point, even 1.5 points now on the William and Mary side.
Oh, good. I will never turn down any points. What's the number now?
6 and 6.5. 6.5, one of the biggest U.S. legalized on sports books in the U.S.
Okay, we'll take it.
All right, Big Al, take it. All right, got the 6.5 now for Big Al. All right, Big Al, continue that success. Now
the line actually it's up to 6.5. I mean, the line opened at 7.5, 6.5. Let me see. Maybe they got some injury clarification here with
they had a guy probable.
Yeah, Jameer Nelson's upgraded. Yeah. That's what it is.
The junior, Jameer Nelson Jr.
Jameer Nelson Jr. upgraded to probable. So that's all it is.
That's all that one is in there. So it looks like we will go. And all right, Big Al. I know the NFL show's up there right now, and we can catch you on the weekends on the Pick Dogs morning shows.
That's correct. And myself and Jay and Mitch, we talked about all 4 of the games this weekend. So folks should check it out for the season. My record's 167 and 118 on that show. So a lot of good information.
Great information there, so check it out. All right, Big Al, have yourself a great weekend. A winning one as usual, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks a lot.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on the drive through. We'll continue on. Guys, if you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive through. Up next, we're going to welcome in Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Prim. Again, putting up fantastic numbers in 2023. You can also catch some of his written work over on the sites over at Pick Dogs, as well as on Sports Chat Place. He is a written writes as well. Has done for several years. Bring him in right now. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. You're going to be going over to the WCC action as we have Pepperdine taking on St. Mary's. St. Mary's about a 12-point favorite.
Yeah, I heard you talking earlier about conference play numbers versus non-conference play numbers. I think this is a great example of where conference play numbers are going to work to our advantage here. Earlier in the season, St. Mary's, they're obviously an elite defensive team, but they were slowing down the pace. They weren't really trying to score as much. There was games where they were scoring 60, 65 and getting the job done. And I think if that's the case here against Pepperdine, Pepperdine's going to be in trouble. But I think St. Mary's is going to be fine pushing the pace. I think that helps Pepperdine. Pepperdine is one of the top offenses in the, in college basketball, averaging almost 80 points a game. And they've been losing games coming into this, but they've all been right around that 10-point or 5 or 10-point mark. Last game against BYU, they lost, but they still put up 81 points and only lost by 10 points. I think it's much of the same here. They might not put up 81 against the St. Mary's defense, but I think their offense is strong. They've proven they can score just about against anyone, and I think with a faster pace, they're gonna find offensive success. I don't think there's really any chance that they win this game, but I think they keep it within 10 and they'll cover the spread.
All right, we got Shane here with Pepperdine plus 12 here against St. Mary's here. WCC action here as St. Mary's here in action here against the Waves of Pepperdine. Right now we're looking here at St. Mary's. Put together a pretty good winning streak here. Had a close one there on the road to Santa Clara this year, but for the most part they've been able to handle the conference. Other than that, right before conference they faced the Mountain West. They lost at home to Colorado State. Then they beat Wyoming in a neutral site. But so far it's been pretty smooth sailing for this St. Mary's team in conference.
Yeah, definitely. And the big difference has been the offense. And their defense has been strong. And that is a concern against Pepperdine. But Pepperdine really, except early in the conference season, really hasn't anyone that's been able to slow down that offense. Pepperdine, the issue is they're giving up 90 points, 100 points in a game. The defense is so atrocious, but I think getting 12 points this year is enough. That you might sweat it at the end, but I think Pepperdine finds a way to pull it out in terms of covering the spread.
Yeah, they've been involved in some high scoring games. At home losing by 10 to Santa Clara, losing to Pacific by 5, and then they lose to the Lavins team on the road by 3. Lose at BYU by 10. Let's see if they can get it a little closer. One thing that's going in your favor there, Shane, is as you said, their offensive production. Second in the conference in 3-point shooting, hitting approaching 39% from 3.
Yeah, definitely, and then a lot of those are transition buckets, and especially with St. Mary's playing a little faster pace. Like I said, I think if St. Mary's slows it down here and tries to make this a 70-40 game, Pepperdine is probably going to be in some trouble. But I think if the pace sticks where Pepperdine wants it, which is to run as fast as possible and play as little defense as possible, I think that they'll be fine in terms of covering this number.
All right, we got Shane here, Pepperdine plus 12 here against St. Mary's. We got WCC action for tonight. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Put up some great numbers in 2022-23. 2,296 units of profit. That is for 2023 this year. Shane has been off to a flying start here over at Pick Dogs Pim. It's been fantastic work there, no doubt, here from Shane Mickle. So tonight, Shane, we've got NBA on the board. Still 4 games left. College basketball, big card up there. I think I saw your Minnesota Golden Gophers, big home dogs again, up there on the board, as well as hockey. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I've got a 3-pack. My sampler 3-pack, which includes my best NHL, my best college basketball, and then my NBA Play of the Month for $39.99. And also I have my NBA Play of the Month by itself in a package for $29.99 if you're just looking for that. But there's no better time than right now to hit long term. My NHL has been strong. My NBA since the beginning of 2023 has been really strong. And my college basketball has been strong. So there's no better time to hop on that 1 month pass and let's make money together long term.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dodge Pin. We showed the results here. 2,296 units of profit for 2023. Been on fire here the last month as well over at Pick Dogs. That is all documented over the site, showing profit in college basketball, showing profit NFL, NHL for this season. Really good numbers from Shane. Tonight he has his sampler packs here from Thursday night, including his NBA Player of the Week in this 3-pack. Get on board right now. $39. That is credit guarantee. Must turn a profit. This 3-pack or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. that is credit guarantee. Just a note here on an injury, Jaylen Brown out for Boston with that groin, will not play. That just crossed the pass right now. All right, guys, I get on board here with Shane, 3-pack from College Hoops as well. But again, instead of buying all these plays individually, you may opt for the long-term pass. He has a 7-day pass, but the way Shane is running, you might as well get that 1 month All Sports Pass. Get all of Shane's premium plays here for 1 month. Includes all his NBA, NHL, college basketball, and of course, all the NFL playoff games all the way to the Super Bowl with that 30-day All Sports Pass. You could use a promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Shane, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Got it. Shane Mickle here on the drive through. We'll continue our coverage here. Guys, reminder, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Just as flashing over right now. No Brown in the lineup. He was questionable coming in. He is out this one for Boston as Boston takes on Golden State here in about an hour or so. So that's the latest there in that one. And, of course, it's time to take a look at around the league here. We can still, looks like still out for Golden State. Green, Iguodala, Kuminga, Wiseman out in that one. We're still waiting word on this Toronto-Minnesota game because Minnesota has a laundry list here. Gobert is now out of this one. Gobert out. McLaughlin and Towns out. Still, we're waiting word on Rivers, Prince Edwards. Those are still questionable statuses there for Minnesota as they face Toronto tonight. We got Durant out for Brooklyn on the Phoenix side. No Booker, no Crowder, no Oguji, no Paul, no Payne, no Shamet. They're out. Philadelphia with a clean injury report tonight. And on the Portland side, Winslow out. Keep an eye on Payne and Nurkic. They are both probable, but they're on the injury list. So Nurkic, a very important part of that piece, especially if you're going to be defending Embiid. If you're going to be playing player props, keep an eye on Nurkic. He is on the injury report as probable, so we'll see how he rolls in that one. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. We got up next, we got through, let's see, we got through Al, we got through Damian, we got the Big Al, Shane. It's now time. Let's see if Tony Brown made it back from the casino. Let's see if he made it back in from the casino. You find Tony Brown over at Pig Dogs Premium. We're going over to Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, he has been on fire in the NHL tonight. Fire on ice. I know, no wonder why he was such in a hurry. His app wasn't working. I don't know if they probably what they did there is they probably cut down his limits over there. Hope that's not the case. Tony Brown, what's happening? They cut you down.
Seriously, I think they might have because, I'm in Vegas. That's where we're supposed to use the app. Everything was cool, but mine would not work, and I had to run to the casino. That's where I checked in the beginning of the show, but I live 5 minutes away from it, so I'm home now.
There you go. I mean, look at your numbers. I thought to myself, that's why I had to go to the casino. He's been on absolute fire. All right, here we go to the ice tonight. Rangers here to host the Bruins. Bruins really short favorites here, total 5.5. We lost your sound there, Tony Brown. We lost your sound. See if we can get your sound back. See if we can get Tony Brown's sound back. We lost it there for a second. So let's see if we could go back to the screen here. We'll see if Tony Brown, he's going to be looking at this game tonight between the Rangers and the Bruins as we temporarily lost sound from Tony Brown. Maybe you can work on that, Tony. We'll get back to you. We'll go. All right, we'll get back to you in a little bit. So go ahead and get that corrected. We have no rush. We got another guest here waiting for us right now. So let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's bring in Millz Young. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Now stay tuned after this show, because we got the UFC show picks from Shane and Brad immediately following our show. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And we'll go ahead and bring him in right now. It's Millz Young. Find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. He'll be doing an MMA show. Brad, Millz, what's happening? Looks like we got technical issues there too. We've got sound. We have sound from you, Millz. All right, looks like we got issues there with Millz. We'll continue here on the show. We'll let's see if we'll wait for Tony Brown to get back his signal. But let's get to my pick here. I'll get to my play, then we'll get back to Millz in just a second. Remember, he'll be doing the show with our man Brad at the end of this show. So make sure you stay tuned and check out that UFC show. Let's get to my play tonight. We're going to be looking here at Arizona State and UCLA. UCLA here laying 5 in this one, a total of 134. I'm going to be here on the Bruins. UCLA -5 here against Arizona State in this one. And we'll also tell you in this game, UCLA is off to a flying start. 7-0 in the Pac-12. The Bruins second in the conference in offensive efficiency, very strong rebounding team. They make their threes, tops in defensive efficiency in the conference. And, their weakness has been on the inside, 46% shooting. They're giving up 50%. Arizona State also a pretty good start to the conference, but they really struggle offensively in the Pac-12 on the glass, and they only hit 28% from three. That's not good enough, man. That's not. I know they forced turnovers, but, man, Bruins on the road, 49% shooting, 40% from three. They defend well. It comes down to the Sun Devils' three-point and free throw shooting woes. That's a massive concern here. Remember, they couldn't cover against Arizona at home, right? That big game for ASU, national TV. They came out flat, couldn't cover that as a home dog. UCLA, I think, is better here. UCLA lay the 5 here against Arizona State. Guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. Right now, I've got 4 premium plays up there for you right now. My best bet right now is in the NBA. Then I have a 3-pack free in college basketball. So get on board. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also go longer term with my plays. I have a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, and you can also add that second capper. So go ahead and get signed up. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. We're going to bring in, let's see, Millz. We need to get the camera set on the right dimensions. Thumbs up, you're ready to go, and we'll get to Millz. All right, let's get to Millz right now. He's ready to roll. If I'm over at Pick Dogs Premium, so we'll go ahead and bring in Millz right now. Catch him after the show. Remember the UFC show, some UFC picks here from Millz. Had a fantastic 2022 there, documented with his UFC predictions, premium picks. We'll bring him in right now. He just needs to get his protein drink, shake in here, ready to roll. Got the energy to go flowing, ready to go, Millz?
Let's go. Only one way to go, and that's all the way to the top.
That's right, all the way to the top. All right, here we go tonight at 10 Eastern Time. Trailblazers here hosting the set. The Sixers. Sixers fade on the road by 2. Total 233, but you'll be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, man, it's going to be one of those games, last game of the night, a lot of players in there, they like to score, so you got 2 teams and, one of them really don't like to give, any effort on the defense, and that's the Portland Trailblazers. Dame Lillard hasn't played a game of defense. Anthony Simons, same thing. They're not trying to stop anybody at the perimeter, so those guards are going to eat. So one thing I'm going to be looking at in this game, it's the third option for Philadelphia 76ers. No, exactly. He took his spot. Tyrese Maxey, okay? I'm going to be taking him over 18.5 points. The guy who took Tobias Harris's spot as the third option for the Philadelphia 76ers, he's one of those guys to where a lot of teams don't account for him. So when he's out there on the court, he can get buckets at any time because while you're trying to slow down Embiid, and then you're trying to hold James Harden to like a 22-point game and not let him go crazy from the 3. So Maxey's just one of those players that's freely out there getting his buckets at any time. So I'm taking him over 18.5 points. That's my player prop to get you on top.
There you go. We got Millz here with Tyrese Maxey over 18.5 points. And you're right. Neither the Trailblazers are not in the defensive in business to defend. They're just not. And you kind of look at their numbers here, and that's really what they do. When you look at their roster, and when they go out there, you get a Jeremy Grant, you get an Anthony Simons, mix up with Damian. You know what you're trying to do at home. You're just trying to outscore the opponents. That's what they do. They have struggles, though, on the road, but they're at home, and we start to see they got their mojo back offensively in their last few games at home here. And, the Sixers, Maxey is not a starter, so then you get in a situation where you're looking at some of the weak depth there for Portland, which it's been almost seems like my lifetime where they've had issues with their depth. That's why they broke up that backcourt. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, man. If they keep going the way that they've been playing, we might be hearing those Dame Lillard rumors of trade going around right at that trade deadline. It's only so much that you can do. You get some new players over there and stuff, but when the wins aren't coming in, it's only one way you're going to be looking, and it's the keystone of the player that's been there for so long. And, you're in a rebuild stage with Chauncey Billups. I think like Dame Lillard's wasting his prime right now. So, he might be one of the, guys out there to be traded. Look for a big trade. I know Chicago Bulls are trying to move Zach LaVine too and Vucevic. So, you never know what we're going to get out there. So, I'm definitely liking the player prop, though, because, none of these teams are playing defense. The over set, I think, at like 236. So, it kind of gives you a trend on which way it should go.
Yeah, both teams trending over. Even the Sixers on this road trip trending over the total. They got Maxey here over 18.5 points. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Mills, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we do have still 4 on the board here from the NBA, as well as a nice college basketball card. Look at the numbers here from Mills. 1,700 units of profit last 30 days. It was just one UFC weekend. So that's a lot of big winning here from Mills here in the major sports. So get on board here with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been on absolute fire, just banging the bookmaker here from head to toe here with his results here. We know he had a fantastic UFC season last year, showing profit for this year. Last 30 days, yesterday, last 7 days as well. He's been on absolute fire with great results in college basketball, NBA. Finished off with a profitable college football season as well. So Mills has seen it. Get on board, Mills. What do you have going on the site tonight?
Man, I got 2 plays to get you paid up there, both in the NBA, one for 15, the other one for 25. If you don't want to do that, put them together, get 2 for 35. And if not, you might as well get my 3-day pass because, UFC's right around the corner, one of the biggest cards on there. I already have a play. I was literally typing it up as I was coming up, so that play is going to be on the site in the next 10 minutes. So that's going to be included right now for that 3-day pass. And, it's the perfect time. We got football around the corner, and I know y'all didn't. It was always the Jags. It was always the Jags. Y'all thought I was gonna come up here and not. Come on, man. 27-0. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is the time to go ahead and get that 3-day pass. College basketball. I'm seeing the court well as well. Plus units in that. Not just that. You get all my NBA plays and all my MMA plays. I will say this. I'm coming for revenge. Last week, I got beat up by the UFC books, so, they kind of got me right now. So I'm definitely going to be swinging hard and making sure I'm making all the best bets. So this is the time.
That's right. This is the time here to get on board here with Millz Young over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing great work. As you can see, 1,700 units of profit last 30 days. That is documented tonight on the board. NBA 2-pack picnic time here. Let's get on board here with Mills. Get on board with this winner. Also in action here, NBA, as we talked about, individual plays as well. Mills's long-term passes is a way to go. Like that 3-day pass will get you all of Mills's premium plays here for 3 days. You got your action tonight, Friday and Saturday. You get that first half of that NFL doubleheader here on Saturday. Also, the UFC plays are in action here as well. So get on board with that 3-day pass. Mills has been on absolute fire. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Mills, is always great having you on the show. Continue that success. Now they want the viewers here to hang on after the drive-through. Don't go anywhere. More picks. More money coming in from Mills because you and Brad are ready to give out some winners here on your UFC show.
Yeah, man. We took about 3 weeks to 4 weeks off, perfect time. So we're going to be trying to see how this time works, right after the drive-through every Thursday afternoon. So I'm hoping to see all the viewers in there. I can't see the viewer count, but I know we got over 150 live viewers
200.
in there. So I hope to see all y'all in there as well. But we're going to be going over MMA, the biggest UFC card to start off the year. Even if you don't like UFC fights and bets, the plus odds on some of these props and parlays are pretty good to, even just take a stab at. So come on over, we're not going to be in there going over stat for stat. We keep it a real cool conversation. Go over the main card, then we give you guys our best dog, our best parlay, and our best pick. So, yeah, man, come on in right after the show. So hit that subscription, hit that notification because we're going live.
That's right. Subscribe, set notifications so when Brad and Mills are live, you're live with them right after their drive-through and get those plays. But I can guarantee you one thing about everybody in this show, everyone watching the show, have one thing in common, Mills. We all like money.
Hey, there we go, man. You guys, hey, you want to know what I like a little bit more than money? Whenever we beat the Lakers, you know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. The Lakers, and I guess who's on deck next? we'll get the counter there from Tony Brown. Anyway, the Kings are going to make, looks like they're the 4th seed. Who's on it? Third seed now, right? They jumped another spot, so they've been on fire. They're good. They know they're closing games, and I've said this before. I'll keep saying it again. The MVP this year is the Sacramento Kings training staff. Another clean injury report. The guys are healthy every night.
Hey, yeah, true story. Or the guys just want to play with the right coach. You got Mike Brown in there, a positive guy who, even if you're taking a bad shot, he's going to say, that was a good try, good shot. So I think it's even that, the coaching and philosophy. But, yeah, everybody's healthy in there to where we even stopped playing our starting center, Rashard Holmes. He's on the bench. He barely gets minutes now, So, yeah, it's a bonus, man.
Yes, the bonus. That's right. He did come. That's right. He was that late. He had an illness there, so that was the thing. They kind of precautioned him. Don't play with the sniffles. I know he would have played. He's as a bonus, but they probably forced him. They forced him not to play because he was playing with that broken bone right in his thumb.
Yep, exactly. And put up triple doubles right after that. So yeah, I'm loving it, man.
That's right. It's right. It can be done. It can be done. It's in his genes to play hurt. If you ever followed his father on the court back in the day. All right, Millz, we're going to stay tuned after the drive-through. Get those UFC picks with Brad and Millz. He clobbered the bookmaker last year. Over 2,000 units of private document over at Big Dog Stream. Those of you that regularly watched the show when we had Millz on, you knew the numbers. He knew that, and he's going to come back for more. He got 2,000 last year. He'll get 3,000 plus this year. You better believe that, because we'll have him for a full year, right? We'll have him for the first thing we had him for the full year. What the numbers would have been, right?
Let's go.
Let's
know it
go.
already, Tony.
Let's go. All right, Millz. Have a great show. We'll talk later.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody out there. Hit that like for us one time.
Hit that like, guys. We appreciate that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. You got my pick. You got everyone's pick except Tony Brown. We got his pick, but we got to get him. We want him to let us know who he likes. So we're going to go to Tony Brown right now. Hope he got his connection fixed out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Remember, he rushed home from the casino because he couldn't get his bet in on the app. I wonder why. If you look at his numbers, you'll figure out why. Well, let's go ahead and bring in Tony Brown right now. Right, Tony Brown, what's happening?
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now, Tony Brown. I can hear you now. Here we go. Tony Brown has been on fire in the NHL. Might have got cut off over there, but anyway, we got it back home. But tonight we're going here at 7 Eastern time. Rangers here to face the Bruins. Bruins slight favorite in this one, total 5.5.
Yeah, this is the best price you're going to get on the Bruins all year. They're the number one team in hockey. They only have 9 wins. Like, to put that in perspective, they haven't lost double-digit games yet. And they have 35 wins total. I don't mean to say they only have 9 wins. They only have 9 losses. They're the number one team in hockey. And even more impressive, they're 5-0 right now on the road. All 4 of the 5 games have come by 2 goals or more. Like, they're not just winning, they're dominating. So the only reason I think tonight's line is so tight is because they're playing the second night of a back-to-back. But they dominated last night. A lot of the starters got a lot of rest. Getting the best team in hockey, home ice advantage won't be that much of an advantage for New York. And getting the best team in hockey at this price, too good to pass up, so we won't.
That's right. Can't do that, Tony Brown. He said he came in with a puck line here with the Bruins. Lay the puck in half, plus 210. You like that, or you like just a straight-up line?
No. It's the puck line. Like I said, they're 5-0 on the road, and 4 of those games have came on the puck line. They're currently on a 3-game win streak, and 2 of those have came on the puck line. Boston, if this game wasn't on the second night of a back-to-back, it'd be Boston minus 160, 170, something like that. They totally beat them by 2 or more goals. So I think we're just getting the love because of the back-to-back. But those back-to-backs aren't what they used to be. Like back in the day when Wayne Gretzky and all of them, they just weren't built like these kids are built. Back-to-back for these young stars and the training staff, like you just mentioned, Sacramento, the new equipment, the way that these guys are just built. Back-to-backs aren't that. I don't even use that much that in my capping stats. When you look at the capping stats, it's about 500 on back-to-back games. You know what I mean? They win some, they lose some. There's no like real damage done because it's a back-to-back. So you just got to look at the better team, and the home ice advantage won't be much of an advantage at all.
It's all about the recovery. Just stay away from the alcohol. Get the protein shakes in. Get those muscles recovered. Right, Tony Brown?
Right. I don't know those guys personally, but I don't think they're doing it that big up in Boston like that. And I mean, this is totally off subject, but you guys brought it up. I don't know why Millz is so happy about that win.
Oh.
I mean, we own Sacramento. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought he was going to talk about MMA or something like that. Like, he's starting to grow on me or whatever. We're all a family over here. But then he says that ridiculous stuff. Like, I know he didn't even have that Kings jersey on into the fourth quarter. They pulled it out at the end on some flim-flam. Like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. The Lakers. Yeah. I guarantee that if the Kings make the playoffs, they'll be the first team out. And if they play the Lakers, I'm sure we'll 4-0.
Wow. We could actually see it in the play-in round, right? The 7, 8, 9, 10, if they happen to fall in that area, right?
And the only team that hopes that doesn't happen is Sacramento. I promise you they didn't win that game last night. I was like, yes, I hope we can get the Lakers in the playoffs and King James and them. Like, I mean, I see why he's so happy. We dominated them since Chris Webber was on the team and White Chocolate and all that. They couldn't get it past the playoffs. So, I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, wasn't it back in the day, back in the Magic days when the Lakers put up wasn't like a 26-0 lead? It was a record in the first quarter. It might have been 30-0 in that first quarter.
Yeah.
It was remember that
For sure. Like back in the day when we seen Sacramento on the schedule, that was like when we make our biggest bets and we like, oh, we're gonna buy the wife some presents, or like those guys are retardedly easy to beat. They've been a bad franchise for so long, and like now that they're getting some wins and they're playing pretty good, I would be excited if I was a Kings fan. But for sure, in reality, guaranteed first round exit.
Can they hold the Kings right now in the 3 seed? Can they hold it?
No, of course not. After the All-Star game, they're going to break apart, and then they'll probably come in around 6, 7, 8. They won't get any home games in the playoffs.
Now, will they do something stupid like make a trade? Because they've always been terrible at trades.
Literally, they're worse than the Clippers. Like, the Clippers are like, when you think of the California franchises, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Kings, of course it's Lakers first. And then, like, the Kings and Clippers are kind of wishy-washy. But at this point, I'd even take the Clippers with, Paul George and them. They're liable to do something horrible at the trade deadline and break up the good chemistry they have. And even if they don't, it's more like you can tell when teams are good and they're winning, or you can tell when teams are just winning because it's like football season still.
There we go. Tony Brown here on the we're getting a lot of great comments from the chat room on this one. It's awesome. All right. Tony Brown here on the Bruins puck line. Lay the goal and a half here, plus 210 against the Rangers. This one will have a start time here, top of the hour. All right, Tony Brown. Let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium for tonight's action. No wonder why you couldn't get the bid in the app. I was telling you why. 1,060 units of profit in 2023 here in the NHL from Tony Brown. He's been on absolute fire. Tonight we got a nice hockey card. We got 4 on the board from the NBA. Lots of college hoops tonight as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I'm just staying in my lane, Tone. We've been killing it in hockey. So we had a sweep last night with my Hump Day triple play. We won all 3 games on the board. And we're going right back at it. Tonight will be no different. On my Thursday 3 play, we got 3 great games up there from the NHL. And then I got my top pick in the NBA and the NCAA. I know it was a ton of games in college, but I only like one. I really, really loved it. So that was my play. I really, really loved one in the NBA, and then I got 3 bangers in hockey. So that's 5 plays in all. You can get them individually, or you can grab them in a big pack and bang your bookie.
That's right, bang your bookie. Even Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium showing great results here in hockey. 1,060 units of profit this season, also showing profit the last 7 days, coming off a monster 24 hours from Tony Brown. Wow, look at these numbers here from Tony. Get on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. Top play from the NBA is up there right now. Credit guarantee must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back into your account for Zy credits. That is credit guarantee. So Tony Brown in with a 3-pack here from the NHL. Hurry up, get on board with it again with Tony. And of course, the long-term passes will serve you well. Get all of Tony Brown's premium plays for a 3, 7, or 30 All Sports Pass. Of course, that's great value there. And of course, Tony, you're out there in Las Vegas. We saw you hustling it out from the book. That 1-year All Sports Pass, fantastic value.
Yeah, it's a great value. It's funny you mentioned last night. Last night was the reason why you buy this value pass. I have 3 plays from each league, the NBA, the NHL, and the NCAA. So we had 9 plays total. We took 7 out of 9 plays. It was a great night in the NHL. We swept, and we took 2 out of 3 and turned profit in the NBA and NHL. If you were to buy those plays individually, you'd almost pay as much as you're paying for the year pass. Like, if you're just into one sport, then by all means, grab your NBA passes, your NFL passes, and all that. But if you're into making money, the 1-year pass is the only way to go because you get every play I release from every league, playoff, championship picks included, all for one low price. And it's not a season pass, it's a year pass, a full 365 days of play.
There you go, guys. 1-year All Sports Pass, great value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium from Tony Brown. All his premium plays for the year, and of course for a year, 365 days. That's 1 year, so you're getting seasonal passes here, even playoffs as well. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You will save 15% off. That's about $195 off that 1-year All Sports Pass from Tony Brown. Get on board with it right now. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Tony Brown, it's always great having your show. Getting a lot of feedback there. Although, our man in the chat room, Ricky Patel, says he sees a hat bet coming between you and Millz.
I mean, if we can keep it light. Like I said, we're all on the same Pick Dogs team right here, and so I wouldn't want to take advantage of him. So something small like that'll be fine if he really wants to bet. But I think he was just being proud of his team. I think that's a smart man because he's a handicapper. He's really good with money. And I don't think he would want to bet any money or any, prizes on Sacramento. So
There you go.
It's up to him. But if he wants to, I'm definitely game for it. But if not, I've been proud of the Raiders when they were 3-13. So I think it's just more of that.
There you go. There you go, indeed. All right, Tony Brown, have yourself a great weekend. We'll talk with you again next week.
All right, man. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. I'll see you on the next show, Millz. I'm going to definitely be watching that MMA show, brother.
There you go. Check him out. He'll be watching the MMA show. Gotcha there. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. Remember, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll recap here at the end of the show. Stay tuned. After this show, Millz is back. He's with Brad. They'll have the UFC show. Remember, Millz' performance here in the UFC was fantastic. Oh my goodness, Tony Brown, why'd you screenshot this, man? He should have. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can put that on screen. It looked kind of weird the way he paused the camera. But anyway, guys, check out the MMA show, UFC show after ours. It will be a great one with Brad and Millz. Millz is on fire in the UFC last year. Like I said, over 2,000 units of profit. He's been doing great work there. So check it out. Appreciate everyone in the chat room tonight. And guys, we're seeing guys like Ron Elson in there. Chris Marquez is giving up. He likes Marquez. He likes the Nets tonight. So he's heavy on them tonight as well. So some really good information here. We got James Dower. He likes to play there from Millz with the Maxey coming off the bench. Should get some work against that second unit against Portland. Portland plays no defense. And Zane here, UCLA struggles with this team. He thinks ASU tonight in that electric atmosphere has the upset. Well, it was electric against Arizona. It didn't help. And UCLA, they seem strong to me enough to take them tonight on the road. Let's see here. Who else do we got in? A lot of guys coming in. Neil Boyce coming in as well. Across social media, we got somebody really, who is it? KG. He likes Celtics minus 15 first half. He's going alternate universe here with this one. Wow, that's a big play there. He thinks it's going to be a total blowout tonight with the Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Shout out there. Ramon's on the board as well as Rocco across social media, Latifa, everybody up there. A big shout out to everyone out there in the chat room. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time let's get to the recap. Recap the plays from today's show. All right, let's go ahead and get there. It's going to be recap time. Let's go. We had El Ninos tonight. He liked the Oilers here, minus 120 against the Lightning. Damian Sosh says Suns Nets under 220.5. Big Al McMordie like Women Mary, plus 5 against Delaware. Shane was on Pepperdine, plus 12 against St. Mary's. Tony Brown says Bruins here the puck line, minus 1.5 goals, plus 210 against the Rangers. Millz was on Maxey, over 18.5 points here at plus 100, as Philadelphia is on the road to face Portland. And what seems to be a high-scoring game, I believe it will be. I'll be on UCLA minus 5 against Arizona State. The one I like the most, I like that Maxey prop a lot there. There's going to be points scored in this game, no doubt about that. Here against, you got Simons, you got Damian Lillard, you've got Jeremy Grant there. I think Maxey, and of course you're going up against the Portland second unit. I do believe that they'll be able to get some scoring there indeed. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's take a look here at actually James Thrower. Boy, he's going out a limb here. Wow, James Thrower, a man from Philly. He's not picking Philly, but he's picking a team that he would think of. He is from Philly, and he's like it in this one. Wow, look at this game. He likes I'm seeing it right. He likes the money line tonight with the Golden State Warriors. So he's going money line here, Warriors here in this one. Big night in their game tonight. So there you go. We're getting everybody's contribution. Again, appreciate everyone contributing here on the drive-thru. And let's do one swing here before we leave you. I just wanted to make sure we get that swing through the injury report. And let's see if we have any updates here and who's playing, who's not here as we're approaching the witching hour here. About a lot of these games start at 10 after the hour now, so we're still about 15 minutes away from tip-off. So plenty of time to get your bets in. I don't have to rush you guys off like I used to, because these games, a lot of them start now at 10 after the hour. So we got a little bit of extra time where I can actually update you on some of this news here that's going on here with these last discussion. I know Minnesota is a game we want to keep an eye on because Edwards, they had a number of questionable impact players there. So we'll take a look here at what's happening in this one tonight. All right, we'll go back here on these 5 games. Warriors here, as a reminder here, Green, Iguodala, Kuminga, Wiseman remain out, Gallinari out. On the Raptors side, Banton doubtful here. So it looks like they're starting 5 intact for Toronto. Minnesota here has Gobert, McLaughlin, and Towns out. Still no word yet. We're still waiting word on Edwards, Prince, and Rivers. So those 3 keep an eye on here as we approach game time in about an hour from that one. Brooklyn, Phoenix. We know Durant's out. Of course, Phoenix continue. Cameron Johnson will be available tonight. That's the one that's off the list. But on the list here is Booker, Crowder, Ogeechee, Paul, Payne, Shamet out for Phoenix. Philadelphia with the clean injury report. Of course, Portland and the late game tonight, Portland and Philadelphia. Winslow out. The two on the injury report, Payne and Nurkic. They are probable, but keep an eye on Nurkic because, boy, Embiid could have a field day if Nurkic is out. So that's something to keep an eye on. He may even have one anyway because Portland doesn't defend very well at home because their philosophy at home is just outscore the opponent. That's why you see a very high total in this one now at 233. All right, that's going to do it here. Thoughts on Purdue tonight? I would lay it against Minnesota. I would lay it. I mean, it's just I just don't like this team here from Minnesota this year. And we knew it coming in there. We're going to struggle, right? Let me see here. Let me pull up that game. Let me see what the latest numbers are in this one. We know we can update you here with the halftime here. Rutgers up 22-17 on Michigan. That's a really low-scoring game. Michigan State just 17 first half points or 19. I don't know. I'm showing two scores on my line service. I think Purdue is still about 14 in that game, if I wasn't mistaken. I kind of lean that way anyway. It wasn't a premium play by no means, but I don't want to back Minnesota. I really don't want to back Minnesota at all. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's still sitting. That's actually come down. I saw 14s last night, about 13.5. Again, to me, it's the favorite or nobody. I can't really support Minnesota in that game, and I just don't want to do that. Let's see what the information on Minnesota. Butler here is probable, so they might have a guy back here. But yeah, that's how I look at that one. All right, that was it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers in, pick dogs, and sports chat plays. Still give us a place for you for the games here on Friday. So make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications for all the great shows like the morning shows. We got Mitch, Rod, and Chris, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show every single day. So make sure you tune into that. Mitch's Betting Tool Show, 7 picks in 5 minutes. Chris and Rod with their Puck Dogs video series for NHL picks as well. We got Javon's video series with his Parlay of the Day videos. We got Jay's video series, NBA Jam Session, pick from every game on the board from the NBA every night. Romanelli's video series is college basketball. And, of course, the NFL playoff show is up right now with Big Al. We had Mitch and we had Jay on that show, so check it out. Divisional round playoff show right now over at Pick Dogs. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. We'll go ahead and wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk with you again here